football. It's personal between me and you, and I'm going to do you some serious harm, you big stiff idiot.
The Untouchable True School Sports Empire proudly presents something the boxing game's been missing. Hey, what's going on? It's your boy BT, and I came here to talk some boxing with the thousands of True School Sports subscribers. Now, this is a follow-up video to my last Adrien Broner video that I did where I reported and I talked about the fact that Redkach has in fact pulled out the fight on February 25th out there in Atlanta due to issues with Joe DeGuardia, Star Boxing, and all parties involved. So it looks like he's not going to be fighting the 25th, but it looks like he may not be fighting any more point-blank period. So we'll see what happens with Redkach moving forward. But Broner still has that date, and he still needed an opponent. And BLK Prime, they have found a replacement. And I got to say, I like the replacement. I think I actually like this fight more than I like the Redkach fight. Why? Because I think the buildup is going to be a lot more fun. I think the excitement around the fight will be a lot more fun. And truth be told, Adrien Broner is a wild card, so we don't know if he could even beat this guy at this point. And that's saying something. So with that being said, Adrien Broner's new replacement opponent is none other than the true Philadelphia warrior himself, Philadelphia's very own Hammering Hank Lundy. Yes, that Hank Lundy. Now, I love Hank Lundy. I got a lot of time for Hank Lundy. He's a personal favorite of mine. Why? Because he knows how to talk that shit and get people excited. It doesn't matter if he loses a fight or 2 fights or 3 fights in a row. He's still gonna come that same Hank Lundy. He's gonna come to fight. He's gonna come to rumble. He's gonna come to scrap, and he's gonna continue to talk that trash. And he's gonna get me excited about it. So let's talk about this fight now. Lundy's, he's almost 40 years old. He's 39 years old. He hasn't had the best luck in the world his last 4 fights. He's last 4 fights, he's lost his last 4 fights to the whole. But he's been fighting, good fighters. Jose Zepeda, Robbie Davies Jr., Alex Martin, Shenard Bunch. Been fighting a lot of people. And funny enough, February 4th, he had a fight scheduled already, so he was already gonna fight against 8-0 prospect Ernesto Mercado. But now he fights Broner in a fight that I really think is going to be interesting. It's a fight for Lundy, from the Lundy side of things, right? Like, this is a guy that hasn't really been able to win the big one. You look at his career. I was there. I had a chance to cover the fight when he fought Crawford in New York City back in 2016. Got stopped in that fight, but gave a good account of himself against the prime Crawford, like the best Crawford there was at 140. Fought Crawford, you look earlier in this career, he fought John Molina Jr., was winning on the cards, got knocked out. Then he fought Mauricio Herrera in 2015. That was a fight that a lot of people thought he got screwed, and they kind of gave it to Herrera. So he hasn't had the best of luck when it comes to those big fights, but he's always been willing. He's always been a willing combatant and a willing challenger. And I think this is actually, believe it or not, the perfect fight to see where Adrien Broner is at. Because I'm going to say it like this, and this is no disrespect. This is no slight on Hank Lundy. I like Hank Lundy, and I wish him the best, and I hope he comes out there and gives a good fight. But if Broner can't beat the Hank Lundys of the world at this moment in time, especially when he's on the back nine, he's on the back nine towards the end of his career in the clubhouse, so to speak, as Rick Laser would say, then he really doesn't need to be worrying about fighting anybody in the top 10, top 15, or top 20, because the Hank Lundy is not those things. And that's what it is. So it's a fight where I feel like Broner, he's going to have a guy in front of him who, let's face it, Hank Lundy's not a big puncher. He's always been a bit of a, pillow-fisted guy, more of a slick fighter, has that dog, is physically strong, but isn't necessarily a guy that you would say could get you out of there at one shot. He's not a big puncher. So Broner, I feel like this is the kind of guy where he's going to have a chance to flash those hands, flash that hand speed, and get into a habit of throwing punches. Just yesterday, right? I was making my rounds on the gyms here in South Florida, and I stopped by my good buddy Stacey McKinley's gym, which is where Adrien Broner now trains. Now, I went there very early in the morning. There were no fighters in the gym. It was just me and Stacey. Stacey, he's got like an area of his gym where there's like a bed where he can sleep. So I kind of caught him while he woke up. And he's making oatmeal and berries and stuff. And me and him, for like an hour, we sat down. I didn't interview him, but we sat down and we talked for like an hour or so about boxing. I picked his brain about things. He picked my brain about things. We just had a good boxing conversation, right? And Broner was brought up, and he asked me what I thought about Broner fighting Regis Prograis, and I told him straight up, I think it's a horrible fight for Adrien Broner. They shouldn't take that fight because I don't think Broner can win, and I gave him my reasons as to why from a boxing standpoint. But look, that's a fight AB wants. From what I've heard from Stacey McKinley about Broner being in camp, I've heard that Broner has taken things seriously and that him, alongside Kevin Cunningham, his trainer, are working diligently to try to get Adrien Broner to stop just throwing these single shots per round, to stop throwing these one-punch combinations, and, you know, try to get Adrien Broner to actually use his hands. So I think they have the perfect opponent to do that. Lundy's a guy that's, he can switch, but he's an orthodox fighter more so than he is a southpaw. He's not a big puncher, and he's going to come right there to fight because, listen, Hank Lundy, he's got everything to gain and nothing to lose. He's got 12 losses already. He's lost his last 4 fights. People don't really think a lot of him as far as him being an upper echelon fighter, but he is entertaining. People do like to hear the trash talk. So it's a fight that Broner actually should go in as the favorite. Probably the first time in years you could say Broner will go in as a pretty sizable favorite. But if he goes in there and he looks bad against Lundy, or even worse, loses against Lundy, then I think he needs to, you know, in my humble opinion, you know, who am I? You know, whatever makes him happy, continue to fight if he wants. But I'm just saying, if he can't beat Hank Lundy, then these dreams that already sound like pipe dreams, to be honest with you, of fighting the Prograis and the top guys, they're gonna be all but gone. You know, they're gonna be gone. So that's the news, man. And those are my updated thoughts on the new card, February 25th, BOK Prime, Atlanta, Hank Lundy, Adrien Broner, Cincinnati versus Philadelphia. Let's get it. Let me know what you guys think in the comments down below. What kind of chance do you give Hank Lundy? Do you guys think Broner can beat Hank Lundy? Because at this point, you know, your guess is as good as mine. And, you know, leave your comments down below. Make sure you guys take the time to subscribe. And like I say in every single one of these videos, you can love me or you can hate me. But I'm just kidding, dang it. So until next time, take care, guys. Thank you for watching another video on the untouchable True School Sports Empire. For more great boxing content just like this video, click right here and make sure you subscribe. Much love from sunny South Florida.